So the conversation was, why the CB300R? Like, what was it about the bike that made me pick this over anything else? I mean, there were other options, particularly MT03s, Z400s, Ninja 400s. To some extent, I could have taken... Okay, front vent's closed. Could have taken one of the numerous but kind of sketchy Harleys. There were a lot of Sportsters for like 6 or 7 that they made me wonder how much more money I was going to have to put into them. So why the 300? And why specifically the Honda? Well, one was reliability. I really like the looks. That was certainly a big play. I like the weight. And to be fair, I am making a trade-off on the weight. And I understand that. This bike at highway speeds is twitchy. It wants to do something. It wants to do whatever it thinks you want to do. And it is more than ready to interpret whatever you do into movement. So if you are not careful with your inputs, it does something. It's not dangerous. It's not like it's all over the road. But it is a fun little bike. Very light. Plenty of speed for my purposes. Now, that's one of the things I've talked about briefly. I don't think I've mentioned it too much in the recent stuff. I was not looking for a fast bike. I wanted something fast enough to do the highway around here, which means you have to be able to get to 75 without being maxed out. That doesn't mean you need to be able to do 90. I just wanted to have enough left at 75 that I didn't feel like I was completely tapped out. I didn't plan to cruise there. I didn't plan to stay there for a long time. Literally, it's that my commute could, if I decide to take the highway rather than frontage, involve, I don't know, it's like 15 miles on the highway. It goes from 60 to 75. Now, you can do 65 and nobody thinks twice. You're just in the right lane and you're doing your thing. This is where I turned around yesterday. That ride was more harrowing yesterday by far. So this is fast enough. And I'm going to do a lot of stuff on roads like this. Like, this is my bread and butter here. So I don't need high speed. I need enough speed, and I need it comfortable, and I need it, not scaring the new rider or punishing me for newbie mistakes that I didn't have to have. I will point out what I just did. I really like the engine braking on this bike. I haven't touched my brakes this whole ride. You ease off the gas, and this little, single-cylinder thumper slows you down. And I have been in gear the whole time. I have not changed gears. Now, that is one of the downsides. If you're cruising around at 75, you're capped out. Like, in terms of gearing, you are just revving the bike out to get faster. It is the Guadalupe River, folks. Dry as a bone. So yeah, it is not an issue. The bike is not the limiting factor here. My skill level is the limiting factor. It is just sensitive to the wind and sensitive to your inputs, and particularly that backpack throws me around. It is horrible. Small engine, easy to work on, inexpensive to work on. I can get my feet wet because I am new to that. I'm not new to working on engines, but I'm not a mechanic. Most of my experience working on engines is like lawnmowers and weed whackers and shit. Got like real paranoid for a second that a dog was going to jump out from that, not like a dog, but like a fox or somebody was going to run out of that brush. So yeah, easy parts, easy working on, lots of institutional knowledge. People know what the things are that go wrong and how to fix them. And they're easy to fix. It's not like a KTM where it's like, oh, well, that minor thing that you should take 10 minutes on, it's a KTM. It's going to take you 3 hours. So this is 65, 68, 69, 70, something. Perfectly comfy. But any little input moves the bike. But when you go to tip this bike in, like, it does way more than other bikes I've ridden. Like, this bike, if you go to flip it in, like, it does it. I mean, the gentlest little counter steering tips the bike. Like, you can, if anybody ever doubts that counter steering is what leans the bike over, have them ride this. So I really like it. I like the looks. I'm really a fan of the Honda's Neo Cafe appearance. I like the size. I like the weight. I like the handling, except at high speed. I'll be fair. I wish it was more stable and tracked better, but I think a lot of that is me. Okay. So, good ride. Got some coffee. And we will go in and edit some of that into a usable video for you guys. And maybe steal a short for today.